Justice done dirt cheap. It's May 17, 2012. I am filing an appeal of a decision from a Court of Queen's Bench judge. The file number is FC 4511, and the judge's decision basically struck the entire claim that I had against the Fredericton police force for two different incidents that occurred. One of them was in 2008, where I was arrested allegedly for not wearing a helmet. What I found out later, through a Right to Information and Protection of Privacy Act request, I found out that the reason the Fredericton Police Force in fact arrested me is because someone called the Fredericton Police Force, gave them information, told them something illegal was happening, gave my description, and the Fredericton Police Force then basically came after me, looking for me, and arrested me. When the arrest occurred, the Fredericton Police Force claimed that the reason why I was being arrested was because I was not wearing a helmet while traveling on my bicycle. And they said I refused to identify myself, which is not true. I actually identified myself under protest and duress at the time, but I did not provide photo identification because in Canada there's no legal obligation to carry photo identification, to have photo identification, or to produce it on demand. So even though I did identify myself accurately, the Fredericton Police Force arrested me anyway, and then dropped the charge of, or the fine of not wearing a helmet, and instead claimed they were giving me a ticket for not having a bell on my bicycle, which is a $285 fine or something outrageous like that. Now I was asked to sign the ticket for the bell. I asked if I was obligated to sign a ticket, and I was told no, I'm not obligated to sign the ticket, but if I don't sign the ticket, I won't receive a copy of the ticket. I thought, well, just tell me when I'm supposed to show up. And so I took a look at the ticket and never received a copy. Now when I arrived at the date scheduled for the hearing of that ticket matter, there was nothing actually on the docket for me. And through inquiring with the Fredericton Police Force afterwards, I was told, since the ticket was improperly served, the Fredericton Police Force basically dropped the ticket. Now, what's interesting to me is that I had made a Right to Information and Protection of Privacy Act request for disclosure of the information that was in the New Brunswick Police Commission's file, because I had complained about that incident to the New Brunswick Police Commission, and the Fredericton Police Force then did an investigation and produced an investigation report, which is some 50 some pages long. Now, when I made the disclosure request under the Right to Information and Protection of Privacy Act, the New Brunswick Police Commission refused, stating that it would be an invasion of a third party's privacy. Now, I thought, and I still believe, there's no invasion of a third party's privacy to get a 50-some page police report regarding an investigation into something that was non-criminal. There's no criminal charges laid. All there was the threat of a ticket for not wearing a helmet. Then I was told I'd be given a ticket for not having a bell on my bicycle, which they then dropped. Now what's interesting is that if I was actually charged under the Criminal Code of Canada, I would have the right to full disclosure of everything that they could use against me. Now since I was not actually charged with anything criminally, I'm in this legal gray zone where I don't have a right to the disclosure because I'm not being charged criminally, so I could use it to defend myself. Instead, because someone made false allegations, also known as fraudulent misrepresentations. That's the tort. A tort is a legally actionable vehicle that one uses in court to show this is a recognizable claim and they fulfill the conditions of that tort, and the judge should find in their favor. Now, since I was not criminally charged with anything, I didn't have the normal right to disclosure that someone who's basically alleged to be a criminal would have. So I followed the legal avenue of filing a complaint against the police conduct because their conduct was outrageous. The date that I was arrested, there were 3 different police cars that arrived on location, and they quite forcibly arrested me, slammed me down on the trunk of a car while a observer in a unmarked police car was watching. Now I was injured in that arrest, and I don't believe the Fredericton Police Force should be conducting themselves in such a manner. On the one hand, as a point of interest, how could there be any reason to arrest someone for not wearing a helmet? I mean, it's contradictory. If the reason for wearing a helmet is for the interest of public safety, then how could the police harm someone in the interest of public safety? The police, when they arrest someone, are not gentle. They can cause a lot of damage. They harmed me. There was 3 officers that grabbed a hold of me and arrested me. Now, in that experience, that's just one of the claims that I made in the lawsuit that I was filing, file number FC 4511, and I provided a statement of claim that was very particular about who did what, when, and how in that event. And the court made claims in the written decision, which basically dismissed my claims against the city of Fredericton and others regarding that incident, based on things that I believe are errors in application of the relevant laws, errors in fact. I believe this is another instance of the court displaying apprehension of bias. I believe there's instances where my right to be heard is violated. So based on all of this, I believe I have a strong case for appeal, and filing my appeal. Boy, it's windy. So I'll keep you posted with the updates on this appeal and how it's progressing. Now, whenever one receives a judgment that they believe is in error, as in there's an error in law, error in fact, the judge displayed reasonable apprehension of bias, or some of the other reasons that we provided in other videos, one files an appeal. Now, specifically, if one is unhappy with the conduct of the judge, this has two different things. Is it's the conduct of the judge, one files a complaint to the Canadian Judicial Council, and if one has found errors in the judgment, as in the judge misunderstood something, misapplied the law, basically made a wrong decision. Judges are human, so they do make wrong decisions, and when that happens, one can appeal a decision by filing an appeal. If one's unhappy with the conduct of a judge, they believe they're treated unfairly, or the judge acted inappropriately, and they file a complaint to the Canadian Judicial Council. Now, regarding this matter, I'm doing both, as not only was the judge's conduct, in my view, unacceptable for a judge, but the decision is also unacceptable. So I'm filing both. Alright, thanks for listening. It's May 17th, 2012. Justice Done Dirt Cheap. Just giving an update on legal matters. Thank you for watching.